This retard, such a retard, some retard, class A retard, a retard friend of mine, gone full retard, the retard thinks, a retard president, like a total retard, hey retard, imagine not being a retard, any retard, walk like a retard like you, my retard roommate, seeing all these tweets using this term over and over again. Makes me wonder, do we even know what this term means? By completing a quick Google search of this term, it is evident that the term retard is a slang term to identify a person who is stupid, obtuse, or ineffective in some way. A contemptuous term used to refer to a person who is cognitively impaired or characterized by a slowness or limitation in intellectual understanding and awareness, emotional development, academic progress, etc. The term retard is degrading as it is insulting, abusive, disparaging, and offensive for students who have a mental, physical, and/or emotional disability, for those who are developmentally disabled or have an impairment of some sort. There are 14 disability categories identified by law, and by accepting this term to be okay within society, we are going against the core beliefs within education of acceptance, inclusion, belonging, equality, and a safe learning environment, and therefore creating a further separation for those students who have a developmental disability and/or impairment. Ultimately, this could create more harm to these students through other issues like mental illness, anxiety, and depression. We need to support these children who have a disability and who take part in special education. According to Hebler and Spiker, including children with disabilities focuses on the legislative requirement that children with disabilities must be educated in the least restrictive environment, giving them access to the general curriculum, typical peers, and activities available to other children. The practice thus holds a promise of better academic and social outcomes by focusing on the necessary support to allow that full participation. Recently, the U.S. Department of Education and the Department of Health and Human Resources released a set of recommendations reaffirming the importance of including young children with disabilities in programs alongside their typically developing peers. Therefore, inclusion is more than placement. It must give children with disabilities a sense of belonging and membership, and access to positive social relationships, as well as development and learning. Let's take a step forward with special education. Stop using these terms that are insulting, abusive, disparaging, and offensive for students with disabilities, and let's promote their inclusion as opposed to exclusion within the classroom, the school, and ultimately the community.